So, Maurice, do you mind if I ask you a couple of questions? He doesn't know any of the questions, by the way, guys.
Yeah.
So I'll ask you a couple of questions and see where we end up. Maurice, after 11 years, what's something this community has given you that you appreciate? You can't get it wrong, you know
No,
that.
no, no. I think what happens when there's other people who are successful, that you're connecting with on a regular basis, that I discover at all different levels that we're no different to anyone else. We're just playing a bigger game. We just want more out of life.
Hmm.
And I've always been attracted to smart people. Um, is that elitist? I don't know, but I just like smart people. And I like people who care about other people. And Lee seems to attract people in the club who, yes, want to and are doing extraordinary things in their businesses, but also in their communities. And also with their families and with their friends and with their we just we just have a deep time, I guess, is probably the way to put it. It's but there's depth in terms of fun and there's depth in terms of meaning and there's depth in terms of skills. So it comes through in all different ways.
Nice. Thank you, mate. I've only got three questions for you, so don't get too worried. How have the connections and conversations here shaped the way you grow, both in business and beyond? I think you've kind of answered that in the last bit, but if there's anything to add, you can, of course.
Well, I've been through a very interesting time because I've had four major career changes in my life. So I was an architect and then 20 years in financial planning, and that was the business. I grew to 50 people, and we changed the industry in many ways. And then Lee was talking earlier about his crash. I had a crash, and I lost nearly everything, including my partner in relationship, and my parents both got very sick, and I lost my home, and it was a real shake-up. And there's something extraordinary in my experience about loss and discovering what's really important and having a determination to find oneself. And I certainly did have a determination to find oneself. And that's the stage when I met Lee. And what evolved was I had 5 years of coaching and mentoring other people, corporates, facilitating corporate groups was something I used to love doing. And then I found art, and I've been an art professional, a creative professional now for 10 years. And for me, they've all been entrepreneurial pursuits where I get excited about what I'm doing. And there's no real difference between being an artist or a financial planner or an architect, really. It comes down to what's going on up here. And for me, it's usually how do I break the box of what exists and do things differently. And the best thing someone can say to me is, hey, you know, you can't really be successful in art. You're never going to make any money in art. And I kind of go, oh, yeah. I mean, in 3 years we had big installations in London and New York and the Pilbara and all over the place. So there's a there's a desire, I think, with club members to want more from life other than just money or just success. They're all important, but the richness of life is the most important thing for me.
Thank you, Maurice. That's perfect. And if someone with a business is wondering whether they'd fit in here, what would you share with them? Final question.
I think it just comes down to your desire rather than we never know how we're going to interact with other people. And all we're doing when we try and work that out is projecting forward based on past experiences, which is usually fear-based and full of crap that runs around in our head. So I'm not sure that's ever something we can successfully answer. So for me, it's about intuition. Do I have a sense that there's something about this that I think is going to take me in a positive direction? I don't even need to understand why. I just
Yeah,
have
that's it. I agree completely, and that's awesome.